Bladesmiths, this is the strength and durability test. I will test your knife by delivering 4 chops to get through these 3 coconuts. I want to make sure that the knife doesn't come apart and the edge will retain its sharpness. Justin, you're up first.
Yes.
Justin, you almost did no shaping on this handle, so it makes the knife a lot more difficult to hang on to. I nearly missed the coconut because of it. However, I don't feel any chips or nicks, still feels sharp. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Kelly, you ready?
I'm ready.
Kelly, your handle, the cross section, is a little thicker in the back, tapering towards the front, which makes for really good grip. Overall, it cut well. I mean, I blazed through those coconuts pretty easy. Will? Will, I can see the tang right here through this epoxy, and there's only about 2 inches of this in the handle, so it's throwing off my accuracy because there's nothing to counterbalance the blade. Now, fortunately, it is still together. It didn't come off. There's no damage to your edge. We cut through the coconuts. It made it. Next up is the sharpness test. We're gonna turn it over to Doug for that.
To see if your blade's edge is sharp, I will slice across these rubber water bladders. Justin, you're up.
I have no idea what to expect. I've gotten through the coconut chop, but I have no idea how this will perform.
Your blade has good balance. It feels good. But in this sharpness test, it's not about chopping or using velocity. It's about slicing to test the edge. And in this particular case, it did not cut. Kelly, you're up next. You ready?
Sure. I think it's sharp enough to cut through, but I'm not positive because I have never cut through a water bladder.
Well, I like the balance of your blade. I like the way it feels in the hand. But when it came to the idea of slicing, it did lacerate. It just didn't slice all the way through. Will, you're up. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Will, your blade is light, but the handle, a little small. It likes to move around in my hand. But when I slice across the bladder, you can see a line right here, so it did lacerate, but it did not cut through.
I think it'll be a pretty tough decision for the judges. I feel like I'm pretty much equal with my other bladesmiths, and I feel like I have a pretty good chance of being able to go through.
Bladesmiths, the judges have made their final decision. It's time for one of you to leave the forge. Will, your blade did not make the cut.
Will, I really liked where you were going with your blade when you started out, but you made a handle that was basically held together with nothing but glue, and I know that you noticed where you had ground through into that center epoxy. You didn't do anything to address those problems. That's why we've got to let you go.
No, I understand.
Will, please surrender your weapon.
I agree with their decision 100%. You know, being young ain't exactly an excuse to not do as well, but I definitely learned a lot, not just from the others, but a lot about myself. I love my craft, and I'll continue to do it. I'm going back to my hometown with my head held high because I'll be the most famous person there.